Welcome back to another edition of Let's Talk with Big Chief and yours truly, Stero. Want to say big up all the subscribers, all the patrons, all the listeners. Continue to like, share, and subscribe to the content because you guys are the real MVPs, the real stars, the real champions. Today, we're going to get into the issue of the young lady from Minnesota, Ms. Shiloh Hendrix, and
Yes.
she's the individual who called out the young African American autistic child and called him the N word about a week ago. Um, since then, she has raised approximately $750,000 in
Wow.
funding because she feels that her and her family's life are in danger and she needs to move somewhere else. So let's get into it. What say you, Chief?
Thank you, all out there, our subscribers and followers. We really appreciate you sticking by us and increasing our value over the time um, with us providing you information and updating you on the going ons in America and around the world. Yeah, so with that being said, Miss Charlotte Hendricks, it's alleged that she stated that the little 5-year-old boy had taken something out of her son or her child diaper bag or stole something or whatever, a toy or whatever it is. And from what was posted online, she started berating him and calling him an N word, and it was recorded. And it's just a lot of people are in an uproar that she's able to verbally attack this little young man as opposed to maybe, you know, approaching his parents and let his parents know what he had allegedly done. Um, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that she went a little bit too far in
A little bit,
personal
a little
life?
bit too far is an understatement, bro.
Yeah.
This is the apotheosis of way too far. She
Yes.
is guilty of gross misconduct.
Hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? As a grown woman, to berate a child like that with racial epithets, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it just shows you where we are in the country present day, you know? For
Yes.
you to approach a 5-year-old like that, and she was quite candid in her approach. Because have you seen the video?
I see little snippets of it because I try to view it on YouTube and so forth. But they block out a lot of stuff on YouTube now.
Yeah, but you can get
I
you can
wasn't able
get
to look at it on Facebook.
you can get the gist of it from
Yeah,
even looking at it online on YouTube.
yeah,
Because albeit it's edited, you can still hear the dialogue between her and the cameraman, who she berates also and
yes.
continues to call him the N word as well.
Hmm.
And I don't even think he was African American, but just for her to continue on in that negative and appalling way, it was quite
Yeah,
disgusting, to be fair.
yeah. And don't forget, Minnesota wasn't it the same state that George Floyd was killed, right? Yeah, by the police in
Yes,
Minnesota.
yes, yes.
So it appears that Minnesota has quite a bit of issue when it comes to uh, racial matters, man. It's it's becoming a pattern per se.
I mean, the mere fact that she has the support that she does have from all
Yes.
these organizations that
Hmm.
have a history of, you know, racist espousings and all types of, you know, racial, you know, overtones and
Yeah.
undertones and the like.
Yeah.
For
Now,
her to,
mind you, the fundraising, the most popular one is GoFundMe, right?
right?
But with GoFundMe, you cannot monetize any request for donation based on anything that has to do with um, certain political matters, racial overtones, or um,
But she wasn't
crime,
using
violence, and so
GoFundMe.
forth.
She was
So, so,
using GiveSendGo.
so from what I've heard, that organization, it's like a alt-right organization or what have you, or
Give, send,
um,
go.
one of the alt-right organizations she was using, and also GiveSendGo,
Okay, okay, okay.
which is the alternative to the GoFundMe. And you said that she raised a total of how much? 750,000?
750,000 of the goal, $1 million. And keep in
$1 million.
mind, Give,
Yes.
Send, Go also has a policy that they have no tolerance for libelous, racial, and disrespectful or threatening, content that is basically posted.
Yeah.
So,
So
and
why is
to
it still active? If they have a ongoing policy such as that, why is that still active? Why haven't they shut it down?
well, you would have to ask their co-founder that,
Yes.
Mr. Jacob Wells. So
Mm,
he was on record stating that no monies have been dispersed to her as of yet,
yes.
but it's still under investigation.
Hmm.
So you know,
Now, in addition, Minnesota, from my understanding, also has a human rights act um, within his state constitution, and as well as the laws on book, which prohibits discrimination and harassment in public places. So, therefore, if you of the view that you were racially discriminated or what have you, you're able to file a civil penalty. There might be like civil penalties against the individual that is the aggressor, and also you might request for punitive damages as well. So, in terms of this child mother, I'm quite sure that this child probably was traumatized of what took place, and I'm quite sure that the parent will possibly maybe file a civil penalty request and also for punitive damages.
as of right now, I haven't seen anything from the young African American's parents, the
Yeah.
child, that
Mm-hmm.
they haven't spoken out, come forward, or said anything. It's almost like they don't exist
Yeah,
because
I don't see.
it's almost a week now since this has taken place, and I
Yeah,
haven't
I
heard or
haven't
seen
heard
anything from
much.
them.
Yeah, I haven't heard much from them. I don't know if it's just a public uproar, um, and the parents want to just remain in the shadows per se, and just hoping that this will blow over. But from what I've seen, a lot of people, they basically taking this young lady to task to say, we're gonna do something about this, and this right here would not go unpunished per se.
I mean, you got those who are for her and
Yes.
those who are against her.
Hmm.
There's always two sides,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
And the court of public opinion tends to find folks guilty as charged before they're even tried, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, everyone that I know that has seen the video and knows about it is utterly disgusted. I
Yes.
haven't heard anyone speak, as far as who I know in my circle, in her defense.
Yeah. So the individuals that's in your circle, you haven't heard them speak, right? But with her raising $750,000, it appears that there is a large silent majority, right?
Almost definitely,
There's a large silent majority.
without question.
That's like unbelievable. $750,000.
No, no, it's not. It's
Oh,
not really unbelievable because it just goes to show you, with everything going on in the world today
yes.
and the climate of the current administration,
Mm-hmm.
people feel emboldened.
Yes.
Okay, and they
Mm-hmm.
feel they can say and do things with impunity,
Mm-hmm.
and there will be no ramifications or repercussions for their
Yes.
actions or their words.
Yes.
This is a prime example of that.
So
So,
you have the view that because of Trump rhetorics and his in your face speeches, it has emboldened these individuals where they come out and just say and do anything.
Without
thinking that
question,
they will get.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
And we would be, you know, oblivious to just dismiss that or not
Yes.
be, aware of what the facts are. This is
Yes.
what it is.
Yes.
This is where we are present day in the country, the good old US of A.
Yes.
And everyone has a right to their opinion and freedom of speech. But, with freedom of speech, just watch what you say. You know,
Yeah. Freedom of speech with responsibility, right?
of course, you
And
know,
a lot of people they say, "Well, I got freedom of speech. I could say and do whatever I want." No, you can't. You can't go into a crowded movie theater and say fire, yell fire, and people start like scrambling and scattering, and people get trampled and die. And you say, "Oh, I got freedom of speech." No, it doesn't work that way. Freedom of speech with responsibility, right? And a lot of people nowadays, because of the rhetorics and Mr. America Great Again, it's like they feel as if they could say and do anything like you said without any repercussion and consequences. And if anything happens, then hey, they go on these these I say sourcing funding sourcing websites and raise funds for their defenses, right? In terms of the individuals that have donated to this cause for her, um, I went on one of the sites, and a lot of them are like anonymous.
of
A
course
lot
they're
of them don't show
anonymous.
their faces, huh?
Of course they're anonymous
Yeah,
because they don't want to have to go into the workplace, into
yes,
social settings where they could
hmm,
be pointed out and
yeah,
labeled for what and who they are
yes,
and be, held accountable.
yes,
So from behind a keyboard with the anonymity, you can espouse whatever you like. Any kind
hmm,
of vitriol, any kind of racist rhetoric, any kind
yes,
of, disrespect, and, under the cloak of darkness, you're
yes,
protected.
yes. You know,
Which is cowardly, but it is
yes,
what it is.
yes. I've seen plenty of individuals that I know personally written stuff in groups that I'm a part of, in which they don't know that, and certain words that they spew out their mouth within the group, I'm like, holy crap! Like this person really think this way? Like I see this person all the time, and they very cordial, and it's a couple individuals I go out to lunch with before in the past, and I'm like, wow, they really think this way?
It goes
So
back to the
behind the
old.
keyboard,
It goes back to the old adage: you see a man's face,
you
but you
don't know his
can't
heart.
see his heart. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
yes, and my
That's the
grandmother used to
perfect
always say
example
that
of that.
all the time.
Big up your grandma, car. She's a
Yes,
very wise individual. You know
yes,
what I mean?
uh-huh,
And it's true.
yes, that's true. It's not until certain things happen, and when you see people come out with their opinion, and you're like, huh, interesting. It appears that this person been thinking this way or feeling this way for a long time, and it just the cat is out the bag now. And this young lady, what will happen to her? Will she get fired or from her job, or it's just the dynamics has changed now, in
I mean,
which
who knows?
Mhm.
It's yet to be seen. You
Yes,
know, as I've
yes,
said, it's only a week old. So,
hmm,
stay tuned to Let's Talk with Chief and Stero. We'll keep you
yeah,
definitely updated and
hmm,
abreast of this
yes,
topic as the details unfold. Once
hmm,
again, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the content. We'll keep you posted. Until
yes.
next time, peace.
Peace. Love you. Love all of you guys.
Done, no.